everybody, welcome back to Hatching at Home. Again, I'm Tamara McGoy, the Grayson County 4-H agent, here again with Kelly Price, the 4-H program assistant.
Hi.
Today's video is going to focus on telling the difference of infertile and fertile eggs, as well as we're going to go over the different components of what makes up an egg. We have some varieties of eggs here today. Our first three here, we're going to look at one of those first, and then we're going to have you at home determine if you can tell what's going on. But these, hint hint, are store-bought, so you should get a good prediction if you watch the video from yesterday. And then we have 5 eggs here that Kelly has brought from her own backyard chickens. So we'll see if her eggs are being fertilized or not. And then we have 6 eggs here that we'll look at that the breeder brought that did not fit in our incubator because we already had enough eggs in there. So we're going to look and see and hope that we do have indeed a fertile egg. Hopefully today. All right, so first off, Kelly, let's talk a little bit about the outside. What is this outside port, this outside substance, and why is it important?
Well, the outside of the shell is the first line of defense to help protect the growing embryo from bacteria, and it's made up mostly of calcium carbonate. It has lots of little pores on it. We can't see them, but it has lots of little holes that help with absorption of oxygen and the release of the carbon dioxide that the chick gives off, as well as moisture. It allows the moisture to come in and sometimes release if there's too much.
All right, so that is the outer part. That's what protects our egg for the most part. Whenever they're being incubated, especially when they're in their clutch under their mom, it protects them. And so now we're going to actually start with one of our store-bought eggs, and we are going to crack an egg and start talking about some of the parts, and then we'll look at it close up. So I'm going to try not to mess up anything here. Y'all bear with me. All right, there's a good crack right there. So we're going to start right up here at the front, and we're going to open that up. All right. So we've got our egg right there. We'll put that part of the shell, because what we want you to see first, we talked here about the outer shell, but what we're going to look at right now is right here inside this part right here. This is an air sac. So whenever the chick first hatches, before it can peep out all the way to the shell, it's going to get its first breath of air right there at that air sac. So if we don't have a good air sac on there whenever we're watching our candling process, we may not have a good hatch with that specific egg because it doesn't get a big enough breath. Just like when you come up from underwater, right? You want to get a good big breath of air. So we want our chick to get a good breath of air. Now, what is this part that I'm going to pull off here, Kelly? I've got this little ring that goes around the egg. What is this?
Well,
stuff?
those are 2 membranes.
Right
One
there.
is another line of protection for the embryo to keep bacteria from coming in through the holes.
Oh yeah, right here.
And it also helps keep the albunum, the white part, inside.
So this is our membrane right here. We've got a really good membrane on this one. It's good, healthy, and thick. Yeah, and you can see where that air sac pocket was right there. That was a really good air pocket. So that's a good one.
Well, there actually is 2 layers of the membrane. I think you probably have 2 of them.
I think I bought both on the first. That's why it's so thick. So yeah, you should be able to pull these 2 layers apart. Let's see if we can do it. Yep, here we go.
That's that part that makes peeling deviled eggs or boiled
Such a pain,
eggs.
Right? That's why you got to get them the right way. All right, looky here. So now we've got that inside membrane and the outside membrane. And when you're doing this at home with your science lab, you'll be able to see which one is more slimy for those that like to do slime. That's a fun activity right there. Okay, and we're going to start talking about this one right here. So right here we have, this egg has taken up a lot of surface area on this plate, isn't it?
Yeah, sure.
So right here we have this really thin stuff, and that is our outer layer of albunum. That is what goes right around the membrane of the egg. Another good protector for our chick. And then we have a thicker part. And if you're ever frying an egg, this is the part that turns white. And this is our inner level of albumin. And then they really call the center is the yolk. But over here, you're going to see these little cords that stick out right here on the side. There's one white one on this side right here. And there's another white one right over here. And that is called the chalazi. The chalazi is actually attached to both ends. So they attach to this end of the shell and they attach to the other end of the shell. And they kind of dangle the egg, the embryo sac, right in the middle of the egg. I consider them kind of like shock absorbers for the egg. So as it's turning around, they're kind of twisted and the egg sac is not going to hit the wall.
You know, a lot of times that's the part that the kids don't want to eat after you've kind of fried it.
Right. You're like, oh, what is that?
White slimy piece.
I don't want that piece. So but I mean, all of it is a good part of the egg. Great. So now we're going to look, this part is the yolk that we are looking at. And a lot of times people think that the yolk is the baby chick, but the yolk is not. The yolk part is actually full of energy that will attach to the chick's tummy. And over the course of the 21 days, the chick will actually start absorbing some of this food while it's growing. And sometimes when we do pull out a baby chick, the reason why we don't help them is they may not have fully developed. And if you end up doing that, you may see some of this leftover yolk that did not get absorbed by the chick. And sometimes when they come out naturally, there's still a little bit left, but it'll fall off in the end. So what we want to look for in the infertile is right here, there is a little bitty white dot right here, and that is our germinal disc. And when we look here in a second at a fertile egg, you will see that it looks a little bit different whenever it has been fertilized versus infertile. So this is one of our infertile eggs from the grocery store that has a little bitty dot right there, and we know that this egg has not been fertilized. All right, so now we're going to crack the egg and see if Kelly's is fertile or infertile. Wow, look at
to see.
Yeah, this one looks really different. So I want you guys first, before we even look at fertile or infertile, I want you to look at the difference in color of this chicken that came from the grocery store and the one that Kelly has. A lot of times we get questions, what is the difference in color? Is it the chicken? What's going on here? Well, actually what's going on is a higher or better quality feed. So whenever you have backyard chickens or stuff like that, you're going to see maybe a more yellow color, because it depends on what the chickens have been fed on how yellow or orange colored their yolk looks.
I feed them chicken scraps, lots of carrot peelings. That might be the reason.
Carrot peelings. Yeah, carrot peelings.
They're a little free ranging.
Could be it. So we're going to look in here, and we've got our chalazi part right there. You can see that that's there. And see if we can find our germinal disc. Sometimes when you crack it, it's not on the right side. All right, right there. Oh yeah, we kind of broke it too. So right here, as it's floating away, our yolk is floating away, we have the germinal disc right there. I do not think this one was fertile. So this is an infertile egg. Oh, Kelly, I'm so sorry.
That's okay. I was going to eat that one.
You were going to eat that one. Well, you can still, it's still edible. We haven't done anything to it but put a toothpick in it. Okay, now we're going to move over and we're going to try one of our eggs that came from our breeder. We're going to hope that all of them that she gave us are fertile. So we're going to check it. So we're going to give it a good crack. Oh, right there's that.
Ooh.
Okay, so right over here, I think we have a really good one right there. So right here is our germinal disc, right here, and it looks pretty promising. It is a full disc. It is very vibrant. So this one would be a good fertile egg for us to have hatched. Now, we're not going to hatch this one, even though you can crack one open and put it in a unique container. It's one of the experiments that you'll find on our resource page where if you ever wanted to try to crack one, it would not survive the full birth. So it would only last up to day 15 before it would die. But there is a way to actually put all the contents in some saran wrap and put it together, put it in the incubator and grow it so that you can see the developmental process, but it would never fully survive the process. All right, so now what we're going to do is we've gotten a couple of our eggs here. We're actually going to do some tests for you at home to see if you can determine if some eggs are fertile or infertile. So we're going to put 3 of them out here, Kelly.
Okay, which one do you want?
We're going to do one from the front. We'll do this one right here. So this will be our first one. Remember what we said about the first 3. They are from where? The store. All right. Got it open. Ooh, a little bit of shell. Oh, good. It came right there on top. All right, so it is right here on top. So you'll be able to determine what you think that little spot means right there. Were we lucky? Did we get the right size this time? No, we may have to spin it a little bit to get the right spot.
There it is.
Okay.
I
think so. Right there. And I want you guys to see the difference in these two. In this spot right here and that little bitty spot right there. That spot right there and that spot right there.
Now sometimes they describe it as a donut because it'll have a
hole
circle and a hole in the middle.
A circle and a hole in the middle. All right. The big one. We're going to see what we get.
Double yolk?
Ooh, it could be a double yolk. I don't know if it's big enough for that, but maybe. Ooh, look at those. Just a big baby there.
Oh.
Okay, let's see here if we can find where our germinal spot is. It's kind of hard because like Kelly's is a really dark color. This one's still another light color one, so it's kind of hard in the lighting that we have to be able to see it. Well, I think it's right there. Okay, and here is our third one. I want to make sure we get these on camera here. And it is right here. Is where we have it. Is where our germinal spot is. Right there. Results after a break. Thank you. All right, so hopefully you had time to make your predictions. So what we're going to do is we've found out that if we use our camera, you can get a little bit better view of the light right here. So right here again, we're going to really good. This is the one that was from the store. Right here is the germinal spot right here. Over here, and again, like Kelly said, it could look like a donut if it's fertile. So this is the spot we're looking at right here on this egg. And right here is the one that came from the breeder. So what do you think that means? So I'm going to tell Kelly, you're a proud parent of what could have been a chick. So right here, it does have a donut shape. It has this outer layer, and you can see a little bit of the yellow on the inside. Same thing, we can't really see too much of it, but it is there. It's starting to go. This looks like a little donut shape right here, and this just looks like a little spot is all it is. So that is how you tell the difference in a fertile and an infertile egg. So we welcome you to continue your experiment, go through, do your dissection of your eggs, and come back for later viewings of more videos to come. And as we said yesterday, happy hatching!